Hey guys, good morning everyone. It's or evening actually. God, so busy right now. So much going on. I don't even know if it's morning or night. Thank you so much for watching Angelo Christian Financial, where America goes for funding for the last 20 years. Talk with Angelo live every Thursday, 6 p.m. Central. Thank you so much for watching the channel. With Angelo Christian, got a lot of stuff going on, man. It seems like in the last few weeks, the real estate market is upside down on its head. So much going on. Real estate prices skyrocketing, mortgage rates skyrocketing. And, there's, a lot of people that are on the sidelines, investors they're panicking. They don't know what to do. I got customers calling me left and right saying their lenders have denied them. Lenders are raising rates on them. And so it's a very interesting time right now. That it says in the Wall Street Journal that inflation is at a 40-year high and interest rates haven't been as high as they've been since 2011. So, I wanted to just come and talk about some things that we're doing on our side to prepare because, you're seeing everything go up in prices. You're seeing lumber, home prices. You're seeing the cost of food, medical, gas, right? Everything's going up. So it's almost like it's bizarre. It doesn't even seem, it's like ludicrous, to see that mortgage rates have jumped, almost 2% in less than 6 months. It's actually, it's kind of unbelievable. I certainly didn't expect, I was calling for a rate hike last year, and I knew it was coming. I just didn't think it was going to be this much, this fast. So it's very surprising to me how high interest rates have gone in such a short period of time. And I think that, if you're a buyer, an investor, and I'm going to talk about this because a lot of people are saying, should I buy now or should I wait? And, my thing is, what I always tell people is that you can't time the market. You don't know what's going to happen with the market. But if you find a great opportunity, a great deal, that's what's really the value is the deal. You might pay a little bit more interest, but that property, the intrinsic value of the property is what really matters. I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. So I bought a piece of real estate last year for $2.2 million. And so, I got a great rate on it. But today that property is worth $3 million. So if I tried to buy it today, and try to time the market, I wouldn't have been able to because it would have been $3 million valuation and the interest rate would have been much higher. So if you find a great deal, it's always a great deal. A great piece of property is always a great piece of property and it could be very hard to find. I don't think you need to go run and do stupid stuff with your money. You need to be smart about it. But if you find a great deal, buy it, invest in it. I had a client that just did a $3 million commercial with us in Dallas. They get a $5 million 22-unit multifamily. So, and he paid a high interest loan for it, but he's going to make $2 million when he sells it. So the thing is that if you find a great property, it's worth it, stay with it, because it makes a lot of sense to keep it and hold on to it. So whether you pay a high interest or not, it may affect your ROI slightly, but that's the business that we're in. You don't know what's going to happen next. The interest rates could go back down. They could go back up. They have the probability price slightly higher, and then they may pull back. I seriously doubt you're going to see a mortgage rate at 8 or 9%. If you do, I think the U.S. economy is in trouble, but it could happen. So hey, Tora, good to see you. Thank you so much for watching the show on the channel. We appreciate you for being on the show. That we talk about everything real estate. So. The main thing that I will say is this, we've come out with loan products that we have to help people to combat the high interest rates. The high rates are really hitting 30-year fixed right now. So how do you get around this 30-year fixed situation? Because if a 30-year fixed is at 5.5% right now, what do you do? So how can you get a cheaper payment? You can look at doing the ideas that we've explored and thought about is doing a 40-year loan instead of a 30-year loan. And I've talked about that. You can do a 40-year program. You could do an interest-only loan. A lot of investors love to do interest-only. I'm a big advocate of interest-only. The other option is you can do an adjustable rate. Now, a lot of people get freaked out when I say adjustable rate because they think of 2008. and they think that their rate's going to go from 4% to 15%, and that's not the type of adjustable rate that I'm talking about. I'm talking about adjustable rates that are have caps, they're regulated, they're controlled, 1% up or down per year. They're usually fixed for 5 or 7 or 10 years. So it's a very good program. The benefit of an adjustable rate right now is that if a fixed rate's at 5.5%, you get an adjustable rate at 4.25%, 4.5%. It's usually 1% less. So it's a massive savings in the cost of the credit, cost of the capital. So adjustable rates are a very good idea, a very good solution. And then also, like I said, a 40-year loan, instead of doing a 30-year loan, you can extend it out 10 more years, do a 40-year program, and also still get a cheaper payment. So I'm a big advocate of the 40-year program. And then also interest only. Interest only is another great solution because it gives you the option. It doesn't mean you just pay, yes, you just pay interest only, and usually for about a 10-year period, but you can also pay principal anytime that you want. So you have that flexibility. If you want to do interest only, you can, or you can do principal and interest. So these are ways to get around an inflationary rising rate environment. This isn't the first time we've seen rising rates. This is not a new phenomenon, at least not for me, but if it's for you, these are ways that you can do it. Now, the thing that I'll tell you is that a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to buy right now. This is a big thing I hear right now for a certain segment of the market, first-time buyer, millennial. Look, Angelo, I don't want to buy, the rates are too high. Well, look, it's not just rates that are rising, guys. Rent is rising more than interest rates. The rents are going up higher. Everything's going up. Rents are not staying flat. So I talked to someone the other day, they were renting an 800 square foot apartment for $2,500 a month. That's your house payment, guys. Whether the interest rate is 6% or 4%, at least you own the home. At least you're going to have equity. If you bought a house last year for $240,000, now it's probably worth $300,000. You have $60,000 of equity. So you have money in there. You have money that you're making. So don't think like that. Oh, I want to rent because the rates are high. That's not the right way to think. Because it's still a great time where if I'm an investor, I don't want to invest right now because rates are high. If it's a great location, an Airbnb, a VRBO, a fix and flip, a great opportunity, you still want to get involved in that. Okay. Just the biggest thing is be smart about the deal. Okay, look at the property, make sure it makes sense, the location, it can cash flow. I'm not saying that to go out and just spend your money and buy stuff and get a loan. That's not what I'm saying. You have to be intelligent, and there's always great opportunities, whether it's a recession, inflation, stagflation. Just look for a great opportunity, and that's what a lot of people that I'm seeing and on the very smart money, what they're doing, the big money, what they're doing. A lot of people, a lot of the big investors, they're looking for distressed situations, foreclosures, bankruptcies. They're doing ground up construction. If they can't find the deal, they're building it. A lot of my big investors, if they're not finding the properties that they want, they're just building them. They're ground up constructing it, whether it's multifamily, townhomes, condos. So there's a lot of opportunity. But you have to have the right lens and focus in order to do that, and obviously the right funding partner, somebody like us that does all the commercial and residential funding. You need to have the right lending partner to help you to get you the best type of loan. So, I know that it is. I'm surprised how I didn't think inflation was going to be this much this fast, but it's here and you got to deal with it. I thought it was going to be kind of a staggered out inflation, but it is something that's here, and that's my advice to you guys out there. Look, don't be scared, don't be worried, embrace it, and still, if you find a great opportunity, whether you're a first-time buyer, we have first-time buyer zero down, we have FHA down payment assistance, conventional zero down programs, USDA, VA. If you find a great deal, go for it. Or if you're an investor and you have a lot of equity on the sideline, you could probably find a lot. I've seen so many investors, and it's crazy. I mean, today I had an investor, and I do a lot of big clients too, but he bought $80 million in hospitals for 30 cents on the dollar because it was a bailout situation. Hospitals all over the country, a basket of hospitals and clinics. So you have clients that have that forensic eye to be able to invest in scary times and look for great opportunities. And that's how a lot of wealth is created. That's how a lot of wealth is built, like Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, that's what he always talks about. Be greedy when everyone else is fearful. If you see fear, be greedy for great opportunities. You know, there's great opportunities out there, but you have to find them. You don't buy everything that's in sight. You got to be smart about it and invest in the right type of deals. If you find the right type of deal, it can really help to build your wealth and your fortune. You know, so look at, like, you know, J.P. Morgan, you know, Andrew Carnegie, all these great people in our history that amassed fortunes in troublesome times. And I'm not saying that we're in a troublesome time or that we're going to crash. My personal opinion that, you know, we'll keep going and that real estate prices will probably, you know, rise slightly or flatten out. I don't think we're going to crash. I mean, the fundamentals are here to support a solid market. But I think inflation has to calm down. You know, we're not a third world country. We're a very strong country, and we shouldn't have, you know, huge price increases. I mean, it's just crazy on some of the stuff I've seen, the price jumps on. I mean, literally everything. Almost. Hey, Pink Lady, how are you? Thank you so much for watching. So anyway, that's my message to you guys out there. You know, I wanted to come and talk to you, let you know that we're here to help you in any way we can and navigate, you know, through the funding world, the different loan options. You know, whether you're a huge investor, you know, you're doing, you know, multifamily, you're doing big deals, you know, or you're just trying to get a house built or whatever your situation is. Don't let the interest rate scare you or drive you on why you shouldn't invest. If you find a great piece of land and you want to build a house or build an apartment complex, it's still a great time, you know, if all the components make sense. You know, so, but if it doesn't make sense, then obviously don't do it either. Don't throw good money after something bad. I was talking to one customer today that wanted to buy 60 houses. The 60 houses was like for $3.5 million. And he said the value of it was only $3 million. I said, well, why would you pay $3.5 million if the value is only $3 million? That doesn't really make a lot of sense. Well, that's how much a seller wants for it. And I was like, look, I mean, clearly something doesn't make sense with that, because if those properties are only worth $3 million, he's asking $3.5 because he thinks he can take advantage because of the market. That's not really a good deal. Okay? You see, the guy that bought the hospitals had a lot of equity in them. And so that's what you got to be thinking about is a property have a lot of equity. Okay? You don't want to overpay for something just because the market's hot. That's not a smart thing to do. Okay? I told the guy not to do it because I was like, look, I mean, you know, he's just trying to overcharge you because, you know, the market's hot. And that's not really a good buy for you. So my recommendation is, you know, if you find a great deal, a property that has great equity in it, or you get into construction, or, you know, you partner up with somebody. Another great thing, how wealth is built is partnering. Maybe you don't know how to build. Maybe you don't know about lending. Maybe you don't know about loans. Maybe you don't know about, you know, different things. So, hey, Thomas, good evening. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for reaching out. Yes, interest only, yes, on bank stable loan. Absolutely, Pink Lady. That can help you big time to get those payments down, for sure. Because, you see, that's the thing. So, sorry, I'm going to crack the neck. See, Pink Lady, if you look at it like this, if you buy a $300,000 home and the principal and interest payment's $2,500 a month with the taxes, but the interest only payment's $1,800, you're saving $700 a month. Now, you may say, well, I'm not making any dent in the principal. You can pay towards the principal anytime you want, okay? But you're not locked in. You have that $700 freed up a month for cash flow, okay? So, and why does that matter? It can make a lot of sense, Tora. See, it all depends on the situation. You know, so it depends on, okay, what's the land? Where's the location? How much does it cost? What is it going to be worth? You see, you got to go through, you know, all of these things to think about it. It can make a lot of sense, but you got to think about these things to make sure it makes sense. Now, should you spend $300 a foot to build the house? No. Should you overpay for the land? No. If it can appraise for, you know, you got 20% plus equity when it's done, it can make sense to have it built. if it's in a great location or somewhere you really like. So you just have to think about it and see, look at the numbers and let the numbers tell you, you don't want to overpay for something just because of how hot the market is. Now, I will say this, I'm only talking from the investment standpoint. There are situations, I had a client, I have so many clients that they, or my loan officers have clients, and I hear the stories where basically they had to overpay to buy the house because their lease was up and they had to buy a home and had no choice but to buy the house. But thankfully the market is as hot as it is, they have equity in the property. So there are times when you have to buy a house right now. You have to buy a property right now. You're in a 1031, you got to deploy your capital. Your lease is up, you got to buy a home. Okay, I get it. You got a family, kids got to go to school, that type of thing. So it just depends on. I'm not saying that if you're your lease is up, you need to buy a house. It doesn't make sense to rent again if you can buy a house, if you can find the right property for sale, because the rents are going to be higher too. So, and you can use programs like conventional zero down or FHA zero down payment assistance to help you to be able to purchase the home. So I think you just have to really know or understand what's going on and then where you're at. I have a lot of investors right now. I'm going to tell you this. I've seen more investors withdraw funds from their rental properties than ever before in my career because they're getting ready to get cash ready to do deals. I've had more investors this year. That tells me that they're getting cash ready to do deals because stuff's getting ready to come on the market, inventory. And either they're going to do ground up construction or buy foreclosures, buy bank-owned properties, because these things are coming up and they're wanting to invest or wanting to buy. So it's a great time to be an investor if you can find the right properties. If you can pull cash out and find a great property to invest in, whether it's commercial, that's another thing right now. Commercial is back online and it's very strong right now. So the commercial markets, COVID is kind of going away, and commercial is back very strong. So that's another great thing. Commercial, whether you're doing commercial retail, commercial multifamily, there's so many different things, commercial owner occupied, so many different type of things that you can do. That's a great opportunity again. And that market was dead for the last 2 years because of COVID. So I think that's a great thing too. If you a mixed use commercial, where you have usually a retail on the bottom and then upstairs is, apartments, that's a great thing too. So I would say, the bottom line is that there's always solutions. There's always opportunities. Don't get scared. Don't freak out. If we can help you with any type of funding or reach out to us, that's why we're here as your funding partner. Call or text Angelo Christian 832-431-6331. We want to be here to help you to get your deals funded, to figure out things. Remember, we do our podcast Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday in the morning. Those come out at 6 a.m. You can reach us on Instagram, official Angelo Christian, Facebook, official Angelo Christian, YouTube, obviously Angelo Christian, and then our website, officialangelochristian.com. We want to be here to help you. I want to thank everyone for helping us to get the reviews on Google. We worked very hard to get that. We beat our goal for April, and we got over 500 reviews. So we worked extremely hard to do that. So we really appreciate everyone's help and effort to get those 5-star reviews. That really meant a lot to us to hit that for April. I'm very happy that we did that, and definitely looking forward to helping all you guys out there in any way that we can. And that's really the main takeaway for tonight. Is don't freak out. There's always a solution. There's always a way. For funding and opportunities, regardless if it's an inflationary market or it's a crash or recession. All different type of loan programs are out there to help you. So whether it's adjustable rates, interest only, 40-year loans, construction loans, doctor loans, FHA, VA, USDA. We want to be here to help you guys out to figure it out. So we appreciate all your help and support with the channel. Call or text us. You can always reach us at 431-6331. We really appreciate all of you guys watching the show on the channel with Angelo Christian. We'll be back again next Thursday at 6 o'clock. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching Angelo Christian. We'll see you guys next week. Take care. Peace out.